What's up, guys, and welcome back to another PSO2 video. So, my girlfriend wakes me up this morning and sit down situated, grab my coffee, wake up, brush the teeth, all that good stuff, sit down. I'm like, I'm gonna play some Final Fantasy 14 today, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just check bump to make sure I didn't miss anything. I missed something. So apparently this is dated April 12th. I feel like I checked bump between now and then. Like, I don't think this is exactly what was on there. Maybe I just was freaking blind for 3 days, dude. I have no idea. But we have our Phantom stuff. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of this stuff beforehand. We've read through a lot of this stuff beforehand, but this has pretty pictures that I'm not clicking on or that are from a live stream that I can actually show you guys. You can see the abilities. I can read to you what they do. We actually have damage numbers and things of that sort. So that's really, really cool. And I was reading through what looks like they have the skill tree, and they have the skill tree abilities and what they do, and then they're also translated when you hover over them. So it's actually made me a little bit excited for Phantom as a subclass. Not only does Phantom seem like as a main class, it seems a lot more intricate than Hero was, than just, PA attacks and dodging. There's actual like different abilities and things like that. It's really cool. We'll read through it in just a moment. But not only does that seem really interesting, but as a subclass, depending upon what abilities are actually usable as a subclass, it also seems pretty dope from that perspective as well. So let's take a look and find out what we think about the new class Phantom. So the new successor class is what they're calling them now, not hero classes, not advanced classes or anything like that. They're called successor classes, which, now that I think about that name, that concerns me a little bit too. The successor usually means that you're the next step of becoming greater than what was beforehand. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so the new successor class utilizes 3 weapons: assault rifle, katana, and rod. We already knew that. Players using this class can support their allies by reducing the attack power of their foes with Gelin during Phantom time with the skill Phantom time finish. During Phantom time with the wow, let's try that sentence over. During Phantom time, the skill Phantom time finish will allow the player to cast a powerful finishing move. Each weapon type, however, has a different finisher. Hero time had a different finisher for each weapon type too, so is what it is. But it's very different. Much like Hero, you will not be able to use a subclass when having Phantom as your main class. However, you can set Phantom itself as a subclass for other main classes. From April 24th, Phantom and Hero can be unlocked by having any 2 classes reach 75. So those of you guys who are excited to get these new classes, who didn't get a chance to play Hero yet, and you're not really, you don't have a ton of time to play and level, I don't know how you haven't. It's so easy to level nowadays, but hey, each is their own. But who haven't had a ton of time, you don't have to have the whole like striking, ranged, and tech class 75 anymore. It's just 2 classes, doesn't matter, 75 plus, which you probably should have for one setup basically, since you want to have a main class and a subclass leveled. So this starts showing us Phantom's features. I see features. This joke isn't gonna get old. The Phantom class has several major characteristics which allow players to access a variety of unique and intriguing features. Shift photon arts. Each Phantom weapon, rod, katana, and rifle come with 4 photon arts. After tapping the weapon action button, a just attack ring exclusive to Phantom will appear. At this moment, activating a photon art will trigger a shift photon art. These photon arts behave differently from their regular 4 PAs, making it the player's decision to pick whichever photon art is best suited for the situation. And I've been reading through these guys; they are very different whenever you activate the shift versions of them. So it's pretty dope. Phantom marker. The marker accumulation rate bonus increases as you keep attacking the enemy. Once this rate reaches a certain threshold, a visual blue marker becomes attached to the enemy. Hitting this marker with a charged weapon action detonates the marker and unleashes further damage. Markers can also reach their second stage, indicated by their change in color from blue to purple. And you can see a purple version of the marker right there. Phantom time. Phantom time is a skill that extends your invincibility frames during step and decreases your PP consumption upon activation of the skill. You'll also receive a few seconds of invincibility. Ooh, excuse me. Hang on one sec, guys. Take a quick drink. Okay. Phantom finisher. Phantom finishers can be activated through Phantom time. If you tap the Phantom Time skill again before the gauge runs out, you will let loose a finishing move, which changes based on the weapon type. I believe this one's showing off the rod finisher. Pretty cool looking. Now this is pretty dope. I think these, I feel like these abilities are exclusive to Phantom specifically. I'm not sure how they would work out, but I feel like they're exclusive to Phantom, so we'll have to see. But Stealth Tech Charge. With Stealth Tech Charge, you'll become a ghostly orb with a brief duration of invincibility while charging a tech. Your movement speed will also increase during this period. Dodge Counter Shot. Dodge Counter Shot stores bullets when you step evade the enemy's attacks. The stored bullets are then released if you perform a normal photon art, if you perform a normal attack, photon art, or technic with rod. So that's kind of cool. So you'll dodge through abilities, you'll charge up bullets, and the next time you attack after the attack or after you dodge, you'll get extra bullets to attack. So I guess it's kind of nice in a situation where you can't immediately counterattack. You have to step through multiple abilities. You can charge up bullets and then just shoot them afterwards. The interesting part is they mention this happens when you use a normal attack, photon art, or technic with a rod. So it doesn't sound like it's exclusive to rifle, but it doesn't also say that it's not, or that it's usable by Katana. So we'll have to see how that works. Weapon-based skills. Phantom Katanas have access to Quick Cut, which can be activated when you use the weapon action at a specific time following normal attacks and PAs. This allows you to move to your target at hyperspeed and attack. Phantom Rifles have access to Bullseye, which is activated when markers are detonated. This will reaccumulate markers based on the marker level. Phantom Rods have access to, I think it's Ambivalence? Yeah, Ambivalence. Maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong, who knows? Which accumulates markers and increases gear when techniques hit. So that's cool. I feel like the one that's kind of the most boring in that situation is just Phantom Rods. It's just you accumulate markers and you increase gear when techniques hit. So like that's just kind of what you think you're doing already, technically. You're accumulating markers and you're also increasing gear. Let me double check actually over time, because it doesn't say it's specific to, yeah, it doesn't say that it's specific to rifles. It shows a rifle with accumulating markers, but it doesn't say it's specific to a rifle. I don't see any markers being accumulated here. Phantom Time's being accumulated here. But I don't see any Phantom Time being accumulated here, so we'll have to see. Maybe he just doesn't have the ability here. He has a little icon for it, but I don't see the bar, so we'll have to find out. Let's see, where were we, guys? We were at, okay, so Rod Photon Arts. So this is going to show us all the Photon Arts, kind of what they do, and I believe this is their power at max level, question mark? I have no idea, actually. So let's see. Mid-range, or so, I'm gonna butcher these names. I tried like saying these to myself before I did the video, and it's not easy to pronounce these at all. Rough Concert, I feel like that one's not too bad. Its normal attack is a mid-range frontal scythe like slashes. Its shift PA, however, is mid-range frontal wheel shaped slashes. So it does change slightly based on its use. So this one doesn't seem like it's too interesting with its change, but there's some other ones that kind of can do some bigger changes. I think it's Voelk Mord. It creates, so its normal version creates a dense ball of photon that continuously deals damage in front of the player. Once released, it does a wide surrounding attack, creating an all-directional guard point for the ability, creating an all-directional guard point and the ability to stun. So quite a bit. And then the shift PA version of that creates a constant damaging ring or a photon around the player instead. So this seems to be more of a defensive ability. Well, I say defensive, but I mean more of like a protective ability, not so much defensive. Because you do still attack through it, so a bit more protective. Schwartz Kataze is fall back after slicing the enemy for normal, and then for its shift version, you swiftly approach the enemy. So it's either a gap widener or a gap closer. So that's kind of cool. Putting both of those abilities in one and just a shift PA, I feel like that's a pretty cool cool setup. We'll have to see how it works out. And then Ensign Flugel. Or yeah, maybe that's, yeah, I think it's Ensign Flugel. There's a Talus-like bullet which you could cast techniques from, and then the shift version fires photon bombs that repeatedly explode. So That's pretty cool. So technically you're getting 4 PAs, but with the shift versions of them, you're actually getting 8 overall. So that's kind of dope. Let's see. And of course it shows the values. You can see Rough Concert has the highest value as far as damage goes right now of those set. And it's slightly less PA than Volcamord. Or Volcamord, or Volpermord. I don't know, man. There's got to be a specific way to pronounce that. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't think I have any issues pronouncing literally any other PA name in the game. It's just Phantom PAs. Maybe it's just the translation that's done. It might be something different in game. We'll have to see. But yeah, so Vol's 3 PP when Rough is only 25. So we'll have to see how that works out. Assault Rifle, Photon Arts. So cool. I'm actually gonna get really irritated at myself pronouncing all of these. Klugel Strum. I feel like I should have taken these and highlighted them and put them into like a Google Translate to have them read it back to me so I can pronounce them wrong anyway. But it's a front sweeping attack whose timings can be adjusted through holding the button. Invulnerability frames occur when the button is released. Continuously fire, or the shift action version of it is continuously fire at the cost of PP. Invulnerability frames occur at the end of the attack itself. You are getting invincibility frames either when the button's released for the normal version or at the end of the attack for the shift PA version. So I'd like that they're providing those to you, like the invulnerability frames, so you have to actually think about when you're using them. You're not just getting them for holding the button down, you know? And Natch Tangriff. Mobilize a shard that slowly travels towards the enemy. Release the button to detonate that shard. Or the shift action version of it, the shift PA version of it, is dash forward while holding the button and release it to fire off large blasts. So I think that's one we've seen quite a bit. I think that's kind of what he's doing right here, right now. Maybe it's like he dashed forward, now he's firing off the blasts. So Verberchen. Arranges shards that shoots out lasers. The arrangement of the shards changes based on the directional input. Interesting. And then the shift PA version of that summons homing shards that crash into several enemies. They crash into enemies several times. Oh, excuse me 1 second. Oh, that felt awful. I have a sneeze and it won't come out. That sucks. Anyway. And then we also have Strafe. Sets up shards that continuously fire lasers at the enemy. And then the shift PA version of that sets up a trap that automatically explodes when it detects an enemy within range. So that's pretty cool. And of course we have the PA costs. These PA cost seems a little bit higher than the rods, but it looks like all the abilities are attacking in some way, shape, or form. Where the rod had what was this? Schwartz was a gap closer and a retreat, and this one here was more of that Talus, the bullet-like throw thing that you would be able to cast from. What I'm interested about is if the shift versions of these PAs are also going to cost the same PP. I'd imagine so, because it doesn't say that it's going to be anything different, but we don't know for certain. So because this seems to be an attack-like ability, fires photon bombs that repeatedly explode for only 5 PP. Seems kind of low, so we'll have to see. And then final, last but not least, of course, is our Nippon Steel, the Katana. And the worst names so far, Jesus Christ. Schmetterling, I guess. Yeah, Schmetterling. So if you approach the enemy and attack, after the approach, you can adjust your positioning during the attack. So it looks like you would just approach the enemy and attack from the front. You can adjust your positioning, so I'll probably like move left or right. Maybe similar to Fighters, not Deadly Approach. There's another ability that they have where they kind of fly in towards the target, the Type 0 version of it. You can adjust which way you kind of like float off of that ability. It's with daggers, though. I know that for a fact. So it's not... No, Deadly Approach isn't even a fighter ability. Dude, I don't remember the names of all these PAs. I'm not even logged into the game, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. It's not the kick. It's the one where you fly in with your daggers, or they're out to your side, so... But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. And then the shift version is slip through your enemy while doing slashes. Sounds kind of like Gurren. from Braver. So interesting. Bolterzite, a series of frontal slashes for the normal, and then the shift action is ultra fast slashes that strikes the reverse way of your directional input. Okay, interesting. Not sure how that would end up working out, which one you would want to use in what situation, but hey, it's something, right? Vulcan Kratzer. Normal, it dives at a high speed and strikes a wide area on the ground, stunning enemies. And the shift version is kick forward a photon wave. Sounds like AoE, basically. And then Rose Short, a powerful stab forward. And the shift version is a long-lasting slash that damages enemies that are on the slash. Not sure how slashes are long-lasting, but we'll see. And then, of course, their damage types. You know, I thought this might end up being their strongest ability, and I was right. So, that's interesting. Now, here comes probably my favorite part about this. So, of course, you have the Phantom Class Trainer. Talk to Phantom Class Trainer in order to obtain his partner card, and Phantom SP, which are skill points from completing his client orders. No Phantom left behind. Good news, Phantoms will not be left behind on some items. Phantom Effort symbol ring shall be added to the ring shop, and Phantom's Order camo supporting all 3 Phantom weapons will be available in the 2019 Badge Exchange shop. Furthermore, you'll be able to get practice. You will also get to practice Phantom's mechanics in the Phantom Training Quest. So I'll be adding all those things in here. Before I go into the Phantom skill tree, I want to show you guys one thing really quick. This is added in after I did my video before. Some of you guys might care about this. Those of you who play Tech, and then those of you who also are going to be playing Phantom as Rod, they actually showed the power increase for all the different Technic adjustments. You'll be able to see how much power each of them is getting. Some of them jump up quite a bit. In the situation like Sabarda is jumping up quite a bit. So you'll be able to see all of these things here. It looks like it didn't show the ones for the light, wind, and dark just yet. Apparently these numbers are based on the update video. Okay, so you can see it in the video itself, so they're showing it based on that. Just an interesting way of showing the numbers, but hey, in case you're curious about that, there you go, you can check that out. Let's jump back over to the part that I'm really excited for, the Phantom skill tree. So everything that's in red here, I hope it doesn't just mean, hey, these are Phantom only abilities. I feel like these are just the abilities themselves. But when you mouse over them, you can actually see what they do. So, Phantom marker. First, I'm going to say the one thing that kind of throws me off to start with, which I think this is kind of cool if it works this way, because if it does work this way, that means that it'll be good for subclasses too. The first thing in the top left-hand corner usually is used across all classes. And the first thing in the top left-hand corner for the Phantom skill tree is Phantom marker. Accumulates markers towards an enemy hit by an attack. Hopefully that means that this will be something that actually goes, or that is actually cross-skilled. So we'll have to see on the 24th. We only have less than 10 days left, or 9 days left until the 24th, dude. So a week and 2 days. Let's go. So that just accumulates markers. Just pensed. When you receive an attack, when your HP is 50% or below, it will nullify status effects and greatly reduce the damage. Recast timer will occur after activation. So it will have a recast timer, but this is kind of like a save you from dying sort of ability. If you are below 50% HP when you take that hit, then it will keep you from dying. I'd imagine it might, if you still get hit with a hard enough ability, it probably will still kill you. But I believe this is percentage based. That great nullification. So usually percentage based damage reduction is pretty strong. And then of course the high level photon bonus is is what it is. Sprint tech charge increases the movement speed while charging techniques. I feel like that might be a cross class. I say cross class, what I mean is basically is not Phantom exclusive. Stealth tech charge, for a certain time from the start of your technique you'll become invincible and your movement speed will increase. That might be Phantom specific, we'll have to see. Phantom Talus S charge reduces the charging time of techniques that was activated from the Throne Talus of the PA and Cineflugal. So that's probably Phantom specific. Phantom Mag, this is kind of cool. Acquire SR and Tech Attack based on the Mag's dex level. I kind of hope this is cross, or this is all skill, so not just Phantom specifically, because that's good. If that stacks with Bouncer, I feel like there's an interesting combination that would happen. I feel like it's going to be Phantom specific. I feel like they don't just make it, they don't not make it just Phantom specific, because I feel like it'd be too strong for classes that also use dex based mags. But if they didn't, that'd be kind of dope. The dodge counter shot. Dodge counter shot stores a bullet when you step, evades the enemy's attack. Stored bullets are then released from normal attack, or are released if from a normal attack, photon art, or technique. We already know that, and we know how that works. Phantom time. Phantom time, an active skill that consumes 50% of Phantom gear. You'll be invincible for 5 seconds from activation. It extends the invincibility frame during step, and PP consumption is reduced by 20%. So that's cool. I think again this is going to be Phantom specific, but if not, that's dope. Provides a certain chance to apply gelin to an enemy hit by an attack. It's cool. Phantom weapon bonus is just 165% when using Phantom's weapons. And then 165% when using Phantom weapons again. You know, I was looking at this before and I was thinking maybe this is Phantom specific, but it says when using Phantom's weapons. If it wasn't Phantom specific and you were like, say, Braver Phantom or Ranger Phantom or something along those lines, it might actually be pretty cool. So yeah, there's those two. Dodge PP gain. Recovers PP when you evade an enemy's attack. That's pretty dope. Phantom time finisher enables a finisher for Phantom time. Gelin redress. Strengthens gelin when you attack an enemy that strengthens gelin when you attack an enemy afflicted by gelin. So more gelin. And then of course the Phantom weapon skills. That's fine. Oh, Phantom weapon bonuses. Phantom time mark boost provides a marker accumulation boost during Phantom time. Phantom time gelin plus provides a certain chance to apply gelin when an attack hits during Phantom time. So I think it's just more, yeah, it's more gelin stacking. So not bad. It gives a way for players to utilize. There's a specific affix that increases your damage to enemies that are afflicted by gelin that you might be able to take now. So that'd be kind of cool. 0 range mark boost. Provides a marker accumulation bonus when attacking enemies at close range. Then there's a long range version of it, same thing. Chase mark boost provides a marker accumulation bonus when attacking enemies suffering from a status effect or gelin. So gelin's counted in that as well. And then Lord of Thorn, decreased marker accumulation rate and increased marker detonation power. We'll have to see how that works out. Mark PP drain recovers PP when you've accumulated the maximum amount of markers. Mark heal recovers HP when you accumulate the maximum amount of markers. Quick cut, we read about these, the quick cut, bullseye, and ambivalence. You'll have to actually skill into those. It looks like they're not going to be default. So what kind of weirds me out though is some of these abilities are highlighted in blue. I just noticed that. Like a lot of these abilities are highlighted in blue. And then a lot of these are just in white. I don't know what that means specifically. If it means that these are the ones that are going to be cross-skilled. If so, that kind of sucks. I'm gonna look around really quick and see. Yeah, no, it doesn't say anything about it, so we'll have to find out when it actually comes out, but we'll have to see. All attack bonus is the 145%, 130% for range, 135% for tech, and 135% for pet. Photon stream, increased damage based on your max PP, max power is plus 10. Increase the auto PP recovery and attack PP recovery 130% each. So not bad. 30% increase for your auto PP recovery and your attack recovery. Tech short charge reduces the technic charging time and PP consumption, but also lowers the power for techs, which is not a bad thing depending upon what you're going for. Actually, the more I read this, the more I'm kind of excited for it for Bouncer a little bit, not gonna lie, because tech short charge wouldn't be a bad thing for recasting my own buffs. Reduces the charging time for it in the PP consumption, but also lowers the power. Doesn't matter the power. Let's see. Full drive. Increase gear accumulation. Critical stream. Come on. Increase critical rate and critical damage based on maximum PP. Max critical rate is 60%, and the max critical power is 5%. So I think somewhere they were saying like you need 300 PP to do that. Hopefully you don't need that much. I'm hoping it's like maybe 220 maximum. I say that because I think I'm going to end up having 220 if I use this tree. And then high PP up. Plus 20 PP, max at level 10. So this is quite a bit, guys. There's a lot going on here for the Phantom tree itself. A lot of really cool stuff. You can check out all these skills just on the front page of Bumped. Like Lost Bob, I think, did this one. Yeah, Lost Bob did this one. I guess I just must have missed it on the 12th. I thought I had caught everything. I must have just been asleep for 2 days or something like that. I have no idea. But what do you guys think of the Phantom abilities? Things look pretty dope. I'm actually kind of excited for Phantom, only because one of the issues people had with Hero was it was pretty brain dead to play on a very low level. People held abilities, your normal attacks were ridiculously powerful. It was stupidly easy to just do tons of damage. And then like the intricate ways of playing Hero, granted, though sometimes difficult to execute, were not that difficult to just think of in your head. Like just kind of like, I don't want to say just brain it, but dude, just brain it. It wasn't difficult to kind of figure that out. But I feel like Phantom, there's a little bit more thought that goes into things. You got a bit more invincibility that's going into do different abilities when you're letting go of them versus charging them. You have the normal versus the shift actions, things like that, which when I'm looking at them, I feel like there's some shift actions that you just chain together back to back with the regular versions of the PA. So like, where was it? I was reading and I was like, yeah, maybe this is just something you'll chain back to back. But this one here, Folterzite. I feel like the regular version of this, you can just chain into the shift version, turning around, and then go back into the regular version, back and forth. And then Woltenkratzer, the regular version, going in for just like some AoE, and the shift version right afterwards. I feel like those two things are going to chain together pretty well. We'll have to see. Even Rose Short, the powerful stab forward and long-lasting slash damages enemies that are on that slash. So all these abilities look really, really cool. We'll have to see, guys. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you're excited for. I personally do a lot of thinking when it comes to subclassing right now, because I want to subclass Phantom if I can on Bouncer to see how it plays. Actually starting to think about, DB Bouncer again. A lot of things that I was really irritated about when it came to playing Bouncer beforehand. A lot of these things seem to be, actually not going to be that bad. Specifically, it depends on if we can use them, but specifically text short charge, Phantom PP Restore, like all these things seem to be really, really good. Phantom PP Restore and text short charge, having both of them might kind of defeat the purpose of what I was looking at, my issue with Bouncer, which comes from having to have your buffs up all the time. Text short charge making those buffs be able to charge faster and use less PP, which is awesome. And then Phantom PP Restore being that you recover PP faster and your attack PP is also recovered faster. So your blades will recover PP even better. We'll have to see. We will have to see how it goes, guys. But yeah, let me know what you guys are excited for. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, things of that sort. If you liked this video, a like would be appreciated. If you want to keep up with the channel itself, we'll be doing more of these types of videos whenever they release more news about PSO2. So you might want to get subscribed. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.